No. No. Don't even try to talk yourself out of this one. What even is this? Look, I asked you for a digital drawing of a Siam cat with a red scarf. Aside from the fact that this is clearly not a Siam cat, I'm not sure if you can even call this a cat. No, because look at what you did. You gave it 3 front legs. That's not a cat, that's a failed science experiment. Oh hey, so you might be wondering what's going on right now. See, I keep hearing that art AI is going to replace artists. And personally, I don't think you actually have anything to worry about. There seems to be 3 things that artists are afraid of, and I'm gonna go through them and tell you why I don't think we should be worried about them. And then I will tell you what you should actually be afraid of, because this isn't what's actually dangerous to you. Number 1, text-to-image AIs are pretty big now, but they're not really as good as everyone seems to think they are. I mean look, if you're just an average person without any drawing skills and you want to generate some art, you can do it, and you will probably get some pretty cool results. But as soon as you have a creative vision or you want to create something very specific, you kind of can't do it, because text-to-image isn't very powerful or accurate at the moment. But it's only part of the truth, isn't it? Because the truth of the matter is that this field is moving incredibly fast. We didn't have pretty much any art AIs like 1 year ago, and now we have a whole bunch of text-to-image models. I'm gonna link some free ones in the description so you can try it out in case this is your first time of hearing this. But you might be worried about something else, something that is getting bigger and bigger, and that is number 2, image to image. But again, this isn't really a problem right now. That's because installing it is a nightmare. Trust me, I tried to install Koi, which is a plugin for Krita that allows you to do image to image generation. It took me at least 5 hours until I gave up, deleted the Google Colab notebook, loaded it again, did all the steps again, and then it worked. And then I left to eat lunch, and now it doesn't work again. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, man. The point is, image to image isn't very accessible right now, but again, things are developing rapidly, and that brings us to number 3. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb here and predict that it will take less than a year before the first programs come out. Like, actually full programs that don't need you to do any complicated setting up. You just download it, hit install, and then it works. So what about this one, you might ask? Isn't this going to replace artists? And this is where the answer to the question gets a little more complicated. You might be worried that once these programs exist, artists will be no more. The thing is, this will completely change the art world forever, so the way artists currently exist is also going to completely change. But just because the way artists make art will change doesn't mean there won't be artists anymore. Now, the main concern here is that commissions won't be a thing anymore. And I don't think that's true, but they might be less requested than before AI. However, this isn't the only way to make money as an artist. And here's the thing where it actually gets exciting. Thanks to AI, making bigger projects will become much faster. We are currently living in a world where really only big companies and studios can make big projects, like comics or entire animated series. But we are rapidly moving towards a completely different world. A world where you will be able to make your own comic, or your own art book, or even your own world-building project with hundreds of pages in less than a month. Don't tell me this isn't something you have dreamed about. I'm pretty sure every creative person has, at some point, had a big project in mind that they just couldn't make because it would have taken way too much time. You can do it now. And look, even if you aren't a storyteller and want to keep doing commissions, instead of commissioning you for a single image, people could absolutely commission you to work with them on their projects. And if this still doesn't convince you, then think about this. Just because everyone can take photos now doesn't mean everyone is a world-class photographer. I think the same will be true for AI. Even if everyone can now make highly rendered images, people with artistic talent will still stand out. AI art is going to change everything, but I think it's going to change everything for the better. Or at least, it should do this. Yes, this is where we get to the point that you should be scared of. Because there's an incredibly big if involved in this entire scenario. We need a model that is freely available. These models are very powerful, everyone kind of knows that things are changing, and this development can't be stopped. Whether you're excited, scared or mad because of it doesn't even really matter. So what do you think is going to happen once big studios realize that suddenly everyone with a computer can compete with them? What do you think will the companies developing AI models do? There will be an incredibly high amount of pressure to keep these AIs behind paywalls, and big companies will absolutely have enough money to pay. But will you have enough? This is what I'm scared of, that these models will be locked away unusable by the general public. There is a silver lining though, and it's called Stable Diffusion. Because this model is freely available, because everyone can use it, and as long as this is the case, I'm honestly not worried about the future of art, and for that matter, neither should you. But what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with the points I made here? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and there's one more thing. There's one skill that every artist needs to have regardless of if you plan to use AI or want to go the more traditional route of drawing everything yourself. I'm going to link you to a video that will explain what that skill is and how it will help you to get better. And with that, dear fellow creatives, keep on practicing imagination.